Today we're going to be doing a showcase on the newest unit that came out here in Honkai Star Rail, and her name is Bailu. Bailu is a 5-star thunder unit, and she likes to heal, and she also likes to heal with one of her main buffs called Invigorate. We'll go ahead and get right into that, guys, but before we move on, I'd appreciate if you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video if you like the video, and share this around. Now the light cone that we're using on her is called Cornucopia, which is a 3-star light cone, but still good enough to get the job done. And the effect of this is when the wearer uses their skill or ultimate, their outgoing healing increases by 24%. Actually, her skill and her ultimate do healing. But we'll go over her abilities here in a little bit. I want to get into her traces, guys. These ability circles already that have levels on them, those are just going to make your numbers higher for your skills. But there's 3 extra nodes that you can unlock here for each side that give you a main ability. So one of them is called Vahyara Geoveins. I'm pretty sure I butchered that, but basically what this does is Invigoration can trigger 1 extra time, and Invigoration is a buff that she puts on you. Every time your ally takes damage, she will go ahead and heal your ally. So now it actually has an extra turn for it. So that's really good because this Invigoration buff is something that she likes to do a lot. Now the second trace ability is called Aquatic Vindication. And what this does is invigorated characters receive 10% less damage. So not only is it healing you now, the Invigoration buff, it's also doing a damage reduction, which is really good. And now for her third trace ability, guys, is called Kuhuang Analyx. And when Bailu heals a target ally above their normal max HP, the target's max HP increases by 10% for 2 turns. Now, there's times where we all come across this problem where we try to heal our unit and they get healed to full, and then that excessive healing goes to waste. But not for Bailu. She'll actually just, once they reach that max heal cap, that after she does her heal, she'll go ahead and add another 10% to their max HP. But yeah, let's go right ahead and get into her skills so you guys can see what she's about. Okay, so I actually brought a couple teammates so you guys can see how her E ability works a little bit better. Now her E ability is going to be the ability that heals your allies, and it's going to cost 1 skill point. What this does is you can initially pick your ally that you want to go ahead and heal, and then after that you'll go ahead and heal them. And then once you heal them, there is going to be another heal that comes out that's going to go ahead and bounce around and heal randomly. The only thing that you'll be able to control is the initial heal that you can do. You can also pick yourself if you want to. So let's go ahead and do the heal. And sometimes the heal can heal a person multiple times, like it did right there for Bronya. Also, I want you guys to keep in mind that this does heal 9% of Bailu's max HP. So you're going to want to build her with a lot of HP. And it also heals for a flat amount of 94. But these are early game base numbers. As long as you level up your traces, these numbers are actually going to be a lot bigger, right? So keep that in mind as well. And I forgot to also mention, for every bounce that happens, you'll do 15% less healing. So it reduces on each bounce. So let's go ahead and use that again. Serval's took in some good damage, so let's do the initial heal. And there it goes, it bounces around. And as you guys saw, it did lose some healing potential as it kept bouncing around. And now to get into Bailu's ultimate, guys. So let's go ahead and activate this here. She's gonna go ahead and heal all your allies for a certain percentage of Bailu's max HP. And it's also gonna heal a flat amount as well. And it's gonna apply Invigorate to allies that don't have it. And the allies that do have it, it's gonna go ahead and extend that by 1 more turn, which is really, really good, guys. And as it says right here, Invigoration can last for 2 turns. This effect cannot stack. So I'm guessing the most it can go up to is 2 turns max to have that Invigoration buff. So as I was telling you guys, what Invigoration does is once she applies that on your allies, if your allies do take damage, it's going to go ahead and heal them for a percentage of Bailu's max HP again. This is why I say you want to build her with a lot of HP so you guys can get the most out of her healing that she can do. And this effect can trigger up to 2 times. Again, because it did state earlier that Invigorate can only have it on for 2 rounds at max at a time. And also she has in her talent that once one of your allies get downed, she'll go ahead and res that unit, which means bring them back alive, and she'll go ahead and heal them from 23% of Bailu's max HP as well, with also a flat amount. But the downside of this is that this can only be procced once per battle, right? So let's go ahead and do her ultimate so you guys can see the animation. It's really, really nice. And then there it goes. They have Invigorate, and as you guys can see, the buff is down there right under the portrait of your characters. It's this purple icon, and it's up for 2 turns there, guys. So very nice. And she has her buff active, guys, which means she's ready to heal those allies that have invigorate. So we're gonna go ahead and let them damage us so you guys can see the invigorate in action. So let's just do an attack, and this is where you saw the green numbers right there. We're getting healed. Every attack we're getting healed. That one our stacks fell off because we only had 2 stacks, so we didn't get a heal. So yeah, she does apply that invigoration buff on herself, and we also have the invigoration buff still on our allies still, which is very good. And the good thing about having the buffs on, even if you take a turn with the allies, you still have the stacks of invigoration for 2 times when you get hit. There's no turn duration on how long this buff is going to be on you for. So that's actually really strong. So this could be on the entire fight if your allies don't get hit. But when they do finally get hit, it will the countdown will go down to 1, and then it'll fall off. But you do need to get hit because there is no turn timer on this buff, which is really strong. Now we're gonna go ahead and just hit someone randomly. Hopefully we can have a Serval fall so she can go ahead and res, so you guys can see how that is. Okay, it looks like one of them are gonna go down here, and Serval's finally down. There's her res, and healed her back up, and very nice. There you have it. She's back up. It shows that she's back up to full because I have Serval at a very weak low level, so she doesn't have much HP, and she heals her for 24 of her HP, and then the flat amount she was also healed by it as well. So we brought her back to full HP. But when you have that person up to par with all your levels on all your characters, it'll be a 24% heal based on Bailu's max HP and a flat amount, like I said. So very nice. I'm gonna go ahead and play this ultimate for you guys again in slow motion so you guys can see. Again, the healing she does is tremendously good. AoE and then that invigoration buff she puts on them that has no cooldown timer is amazing. Now the E can be quite random sometimes, but it's still a heal nonetheless, and you're still able to target that ally that you want to heal. It's kind of a flexible single target heal that was supposed to be only made for single target, but it has the benefit of bouncing around and doing some extra healing on the side as well. And hey, we're not gonna complain, you know, because extra healing is extra healing. And now for her Eidolon, guys, which this is basically just like Constellations in Genshin Impact, or when you pull a duplicate of this character and you feed it into it, they will get an extra effect. And for Bailu, her first Eidolon, but we're gonna refer to as E1, is called Meridian Infusion in Borosol Aqua. I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering this again. Bailu additionally regenerates 8 energy for this target. So if they get hit, right, and it brings them back up to max HP, Bailu will get an extra 8 energy, which is good, so she can go ahead and use her ultimate even more. Now for her E2 called Pot and Slumbering Dragon. After using her ultimate, Bailu's outgoing healing increases by an additional 15% for 2 turns. So that's really good because it's going to make her E do a lot more healing. And her E3 is just her abilities being upgraded. And then her E4 is Menace Exercised. And what this does is every healing provided by Bailu's skill makes the recipient deal 10% more damage for 2 turns. This effect can stack up to 3 times. Not only is it a healing spell now, she's also converts that into a buffing spell, which make your allies do more damage. And it can potentially stack up to 3 times, which is very nice. You overall get a 30% buff in damage. But it only lasts for 2 turns, but still, it's still a damage buff overall. Then her E5 is just leveling up her abilities. On her E6 is called Drooling Drop of Draconic Divinity. And what this does is Bailu can heal 2 downed allies in total in 1 battle. So not only 1 person can she resurrect now, she can do 2 now in 1 battle, which is ridiculously strong. Her resurrecting 1 unit is already strong enough, but here they gave it 2. I mean, it is what it is. That's her E6. Now, since this is an early showcase, guys, the build that they're wearing here is the Passerby of the Wandering Cloud, which the 2-piece gives you outgoing healing by 10%, which gives you more healing, and at the beginning of the battle immediately recovers 1 skill point, which is nice, and it helps you to be able to use your skills more often, you and your teammates. Now, Bailu is a really good healer, guys. There's not many healers in this game, so because of that, she shines even more. Her ultimate can provide big healing numbers. Her E can also be targeted selected, and it's kind of random on the bounce, but it's still really nice. The invigoration buff is actually really strong because there's no cooldown timer on it, and the res that she can do is also really strong, just in case when your units get down, she'll bring them back to life. It's always strong. But I'd like to know about your thoughts on what you guys think about Bailu. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. It's your boy Jada. I'm out. Peace.